Hey, Get Fox here. Today I've got a shopping spree once again. Now, my past one was about 40 minutes. We decided to edit this one, and I'm going to kind of do a post commentary on the shopping spree so we can tally up how much coins. Right here, I'm going to add Henry to the lineup. He's 35,000 coins right off the bat. But so we can kind of look through it. I think we're going to get over 4 million coins on this one, this team. And I'm adding at the start of this thing some guys I got before. Either I pulled them or I bought him off camera. Varine I actually pulled, so he's going to go as my number 4 running back, potential third down back, kind of catching it out of backfield. This next one, Hopkins, I did the solos for this guy, but we will add him to the team value. But yeah, I generally enjoy doing these kind of shopping sprees. Harvin, a little add him there. Got him off camera, unfortunately. You'll see them all, most of the purchases, though. It isn't going to be like a bait and switch. I'm just putting together the team that I kind of got already. But, yeah, I do enjoy doing these. I think last one I did was like September. So it is November. Maybe we'll do them once every couple months here for the rest of the MUT season. Kind of change up our lineup, sell it all, and then buy it back. There's Cook at tight end number 2. We'll see if he holds up in that position as I go through players. Basically, what I want to do with this offense, and you can see in the upper left corner, the tallying count as my lineup goes up in value for how much. So right now I got 487,000 invested in this team, mainly due to my wide receivers. And top-end wide receivers are very necessary in MUT. It's probably the best position to invest in. The biggest difference you'll see in performance for players on the field is in the wide receivers, in my opinion. Hendricks here, got him too, pulled him actually out of a pack as a topper. That's why he's not, if I pulled him in the pack, not topper, I think he'd be the 48-hour version. But Kraus, hot hands, that was a little bit of a pricey get when I bought him, and his price has actually gone down significantly in the last couple, well, I recorded this last Saturday. Just got around to editing it. I've been streaming with this team all week, doing the Ram scheme. I hope you guys have checked me out on Twitch. But basically, I've put 10 hours into this team. I think, 6 hours, 2 hours, 6, 9, about 11 or 12 hours with this team already. I've made some additions, some subtractions. We'll talk about that at the end. Straight hand here with jump the snap, perfect for Hail Mary situations. I might actually end up downgrading that straight hand jump the snap just because I don't user the defensive end as much as I thought I would based on I do user the middle linebacker a majority of the time. Quan Short, look at that guy, 90 block shed, 91 power move, a stud budget defensive tackle. That's really what you want to look for. But I'm going to end up putting him at number 3. And we're going to look for 2 new defensive tackles above him, but he'll come in goal line. But yeah, for defensive tackles, that's basically all I look for is power move and block shed, and a little bit of speed, chase down those quarterbacks once they actually shed their block. But yeah, definitely. I'm going to put Mack in here as a backup left end to come in different situations like pass rushing. So I use a 3-4 book, and they've got the nickel 2-4-5, which means my defensive ends shift to defensive tackles, and my outside linebackers shift to ends. And I substitute Mack in for Hendricks when he's rushing the passer. So we got Tucker there and Hecker. Both guys I actually pulled from packs. You know, you get really hyped and excited for a red pack pull, and it is a special teams player, and you get kind of disappointed. But that's the life. We're going to have Harvin there. He's our number 4 receiver and kick and punt returner. So he's pretty excited. Third down running back. I'm going to put Varine here for now, unless I decide to get somebody, that can really catch the ball in the backfield. But if I decide to go with more of a trucking guy, like an Adrian Peterson type, then I wouldn't have him catch balls on third down because Adrian Peterson doesn't excel at that. All right, so that's the team I put together. Now I'm going to go through by Jason Kelsey here, 178K. Again, look at the upper left. The team's already up to 1.8 million coins put together for this little shopping spree. So the reason that Jason Kelsey is the best offensive lineman in the game is that identified chemistry. It is amazing. You can see who the opponent's using. It is huge. I know a lot of top-end guys don't think it's that valuable because they can tell who they're using generally, but I enjoy it tremendously. 188K for Delaney Walker. I want to put together a run-first offense, and having a tight end that's basically another offensive lineman with the run block at, 88, 89, is hugely important to get off the edge. So they really seal that edge to get the defensive lineman, defensive end, outside linebacker to kind of stick to you. And along that same lines, Demarius Thomas, is he the best run blocking or one of the top 3 run blocking wide receivers in the game? So that's the model right now. He holds his blocks really well. Let's scroll down here, take a look at it. And 69 run block. Beautiful, Mr. Thomas. Beautiful. Love you there. All right, next up, we are going to search for Jordan Matthews. So the reason I have Jordan Matthews is because I got Hopkins, who as my number 3 right now, who doesn't have good run block, and it looks like that one got bought out from under me. But so I was thinking about having a number 5 wide receiver that I'll bring in for Hopkins with the time calls. But then I looked at his price, and I'm comparing him to Sammy Watkins here, who's also got really good run block, and we'll search for it. Look at these two. I mean, the route running's different, catching traffic, but otherwise, I mean, speed. There isn't too much of a difference, especially as he's only going to be a run situation type of player. I decided to end up passing on Matthews, even though he was on my schedule to get. I did pass on left tackle, Mr. Smith. Oh, man. One of the top left tackles in the game. We decided to go with his nice mix of run block and pass block. He's a very versatile left tackle. So Tyron, welcome to the squad here. We're going to buy him for $56K. We're all the way up over 2 million coins, 2.177 currently squad value at sitting there. And now at left guard, I got a little bit of a different strategy than most of my other lineman spots. So I didn't want the left guards. You're good at one thing or the other, really. So I wanted to get a good pass blocking guy like Sitton. Sitton's great with the pass block. It's over 90. So we're going to buy him. And then we're also going to buy a second left guard, another, as we're getting to it, as we're looking through Sitton, Mr. Ayupati. So for a combined 20-some thousand coins, we get one of the best run blockers and one of the best pass blockers in the game, and all we really have to do is sub them out when we want to run. It's similar to subbing out wide receivers, just one more sub. Sometimes, we have trouble getting our subs in under the time limit, but we're getting better. All right, moving on. We're looking at right tackles here. Doug Free, it's a little expensive for my taste. So I decided to go with Winston here, most beard, 88 overall. Solid edge protected chemistry. I don't really look too hard into chemistry yet. It's big, but I'm not going to design my team around it. I just don't think it's game changing versus the other stats that these guys can get. Yes, it's huge. I did consider chemistry quite a bit before putting this team together, but I found it not to be worth it unless you're going for a real high end guy like double chem Moss type of guys and how much you want to spend for your players. But do I think chemistry is worth it right now? Some of them, yes. Conductor chemistry is great, and so is that identified chemistry. All right, so Ozzie Newsome, we went on another run blocking, 80 run block. He's no Walker Delaney, but it's still solid, so we're going to buy him as a number 2 and a better pass-catching tight end, better all-around tight end versus Delaney, I think. So Newsome's going to be a good option for us in the pass game. He's also got a decent chemistry there with route running. So Dawkins here. And with Legends on the weekends, like I said last weekend, I put this together. He's going for $294. Remember that number, $294? I decided no, I am not going to spend $294 on Dawkins. Let's calculate out how much it would cost to put this Legend together. And here is me putting a Legend together to show an example of how much cheaper you can get. I did almost no sniping on this set. Actually, no sniping at all. I didn't snipe at all. I just took, as I went there, I bought the lowest one. And you'll see me add it up here as we kind of zoom through these different ones that I bought, and then so you'll see that his different pieces are costing different amounts, and we'll get through it. 36K, even at 39K, he's still cheaper to do with the amount of collectibles you need in gold players. Gold players are basically dirt cheap, and you could spend more time sniping those pieces for like 30K a piece instead of 39 and make even more profit. And this is a good way to make profit on the weekend, is to put together these Legends and sell them, because they do sell for a slight profit, 1 to 2K. So I put them together for 254 with absolutely no snipes, and he's going for 294 if you just saw that screenshot again. So that's 40,000 coins. I got Dawkins cheaper. I would have made 10,000 coins if I sold him at that 294, but I wanted to keep him. Great player, big hitter, will hopefully knock a lot of balls out of players' hands. So here's the offense before I did that little shopping spree, just a little update. And here it is after adding everybody on offense. So we got running back, quarterback, wide receiver number 2 still to fill, and then we can move forward. But look at the offensive line, tight ends, beautiful. Thomas and Walker are going to work well together, blocking for us off the edge, and they have so far. All right, defense still a little bare. But we'll get to it. We still got Krause. Let's add our recent addition to the team, Dawkins there. Oh, just look at that safety tandem. Oh, beautiful looking. Dawkins and Krause. One's a hard hitter. One's a good catcher. All right, so we want a great user. The user is the quarterback of the defense. You really need a solid player there, basically to hold it down. POP, hold me down, as the internet likes to say, /sly. So 315K, a little higher than I like to spend for Urlacher, but it is a shopping spree, and we'll throw all caution to the wind. 315. Mr. Urlacher, welcome to the squad. Hot hands chemistry. Another, what I think is game-changing, and potentially you could even use that in offense from what I've seen. All right, look at Blount's price for 210. Another legend that I'm going to try to put together. So let's move on to the next one. Willie, I want high block shed corners for my squad because shutting down the run is the most important thing you can do. And I'm just kind of, this is me going back to Willie's set, and you get a better price. So I looked at him for 190. Now he was just posted for 170. So we'll take 170 as a pretty decent price for Mr. Brown, and we will take it every day over the 190K that he was going for just moments before that. So Blount, we look at his set again, 199. He's gone down a little bit, but if we search through his collectibles and we look at his price, so there's 10 collections you gotta do. They're all under 20K. So if you can get them all for 16K, that's 160,000 coins for a guy that's selling for 199. A little bit of profit there, especially if you want the player. That's a significant 30,000 coin price difference on these ledges that you can put together on the weekend and versus just buying them off the auction house. But if I were a more patient man, I would have been able to wait for this weekend and the Thanksgiving promo in order to really find the lowest prices on these players. All right, let's keep buying these Blount because as you've noticed this past week, since I've been buying these guys, their prices have gone down a little bit. But I was going to stream a lot this week, so I needed a team to stream. So the total I spent on Blount was 175, plus I already had the gold player that was about 2,200 coins. So pretty cheap, 177 versus, as you see right here, 199. A 22,000 coin break, which is a pretty good amount. That's what, 5-10 minutes of work for a 22,000 price break on a legend. Yeah, I'll take that easy every day. All right, so let's buy Madison here. Madison's going to be my fourth corner. I like him because he's, 100K is still decently expensive, but he's got good block shed, good all-around stats you want, decent speed. We'll be able to keep up with the number 4 receivers if I ever go out in dime formation and need him. But, there's me buying one for 10,000, which I felt was too much because he's going for 100K right now. And so I took a little break from doing that. We'll take a look back at the team. There's Urlacher. I'm going to use a lot of 44, so Urlacher and Wagner together are going to be just deadly. Back to buying one more. 9,000 is a decent price, Getting 10 of them for 9K, it's 90,000 to put them together. A little bit better than his price break. So let's just take a look at Sue. We looked at Sue, 120K. He's still at Atkins at 7.3. That looks like a nice snipe there, half the price of the other one. So we got a nice snipe on Mr. Atkins there. And again, we're at 3.4 million. Levante David, I wanted to be my right outside linebacker, but 200,000 coins is way too much for him. So we ended up audibling, and I think you'll like who we got, a right outside linebacker instead of him. All right, so now we're going to take a look at Alshon Jeffrey, another great run-blocking wide receiver here for us as we look down to his signature. And 194, a little pricey for his 87 speed, but he's 6'3", amazing run block. We can compare him to other players. We'll take a look at him versus Harvin. Slower, obviously, but he will be my number 2 here. So welcome to the squad, Mr. Jeffrey. Woo! All right, 3.6 on the dot. How fun is that? 3.6. So 120,000 for Sue. We'll take it. The reason we got Sue over any other defensive tackles, and now I don't love his stats. The only reason I got him is to give Urlacher +1 speed. So Urlacher, because of that most feared and rage chemistry. So Urlacher is that. So here's the offense again. You just saw the defense. We're still missing the quarterback, running back. We got our long snapper, Mr. Kelsey. I feel like Madden should require you to have an actual long snapper. Long snappers are people too, damn it. But moving on to special teams, we're going to take Tucker as our kickoff specialist because he's got the highest kick power. He is the kicker for our squad, and it only makes sense. So there is the special teams. Harvin returning, Vereen as a third down. We got our kicker, punter, everything. Kickoff starter, long snapper. As we move forward, building the squad. So McNabb, I did not record, and sorry for this. Obviously I missed the first one. I missed recording the first buys and the first part, and then now I missed McNabb too. So I put his set together. I would say I spent under what he went for on the market. I don't recall off the top of my head, though, or I didn't look it up because I didn't have it recorded how much I spent on him. But look at his stats. He doesn't have the greatest of chemistry. He doesn't have conductor chemistry, one of the top chemistries in the game. So I don't think he's great. But throw power 93 is right up there with Aaron Rodgers. His everything that he's got is basically similar except for like deep throw accuracy. And I will say I have used this through the weekend. McNabb did kind of pissed me off sometimes. He had a very long release that I was not always satisfied with, that he took a lot of hits and couldn't get the ball off. Someone like Aaron Rodgers had a little bit quicker release. At least it feels like. I haven't tested it yet. Last year I tested it in 16, and Rodgers for sure had a different one. All right, so let's add the Sam Madison collectible. Maybe I'll test it again in 17. It's just a grind. I don't know. We'll see if I get to it. I've tested some other things here. I think you guys would like to see those videos here pretty soon. Sam Madison 8,500. So that finishes off the Sam Madison set. So Sam Madison County, welcome to the squad. It took me about 90K to complete you. As you complete me and my DB core, the core 4, and then other backups, of course. But the core 4 in the dime formation. McNabb there at quarterback. Taking a look at the squad again. Back to the defense. We got Blount, Sherman, Brown. Great run stuffing cornerbacks. Can't wait for like a Night Train Lane to come out to match him across the field. Getting rid of Brown and putting out Night Train Lane there across from Blount would just be deadly, especially they got a cover 2 defense, what they specialize in. The Blount played in a 4-3 cover 2 defense in Pittsburgh back in the 70s. As you know them as the Blitzburgh now, they weren't really that in the 70s as much because they just have a dominant front 4 that could get to the passer, where they had these big physical corners that would jam guys and just run with them. And Blount really changed the rules there in the 70s. But here's the squad as we get off onto a little bit of a diatribe there. Henry still, I'm debating here whether they just keep Henry and promote him to running back number 1. And as you'll see, my lineup here at 3.9 million coins is more than the coins I had at the beginning of the video. I ended up, buying packs during this thing and turning them into coins and earn a few little coins off the market there. I'm down to 38,000 coins after buying Le'Veon Bell. So 4.3 million coins is what the squad is at right now. Oh, I have liked this card a lot running with him. That elusiveness, agility. The agility I think does stand out. He can make some nice little moves for you if you can get him going. But he's not like Henry. He doesn't have that trucking where you can just bowl over guys. More of the elusiveness you want to try to juke or spin with him. He's got over 90 on juking and spin. So he's definitely a guy that excels if you're able to work the sticks a little bit, try and put some moves off. And he's easily more controllable than Henry with that +8 agility. Makes it a little bit easier. Their speeds are the same, though, strangely enough. But just moving forward, yeah, having, the 90s, obviously the threshold point, which EA talked about, that different moves are triggered. Those are elite moves when they're over 90, so him having the juke and the spin is very big on Bell. Big fan of Bell. I guess we can talk about, as we move forward onto this next one, we're going to place Bell. But here's the thing. You know that Hopkins I talked about earlier? I ended up ditching him and picking up Antonio Brown because I rage sold Hopkins because he just kept dropping things for me. So now, look, I just got a bunch more, and I bought I bought Clowney instead of getting anybody else. It was a Levante David for 200K. I bought Clowney for significant more. He's gone down in price too since I bought him earlier in the week. Unfortunately, this squad has, it's not as valuable as it was when I bought it, just because all the prices kind of cratered a little bit with Thanksgiving here. But there's the squad. We're putting in backup linebackers here, really for more flexibility. Shaz, because he's fast. 87 speed is very good for a linebacker right now, and it's kind of almost as high as a lot of wide receivers. A lot of wide receivers are running like 89 at the moment, so only having 2 slower speed than a full-blown wide receiver is a pretty big deal on defense. But yeah, Clowney's looking nice at 94. Dawkins at 95. Kraus over there at 94. So the defense looking solid. I actually ended up getting Brandon Williams too, and I didn't record me buying him. I put him in there for Geno Atkins because 95 block shed is unreal. Plus the block shed, that's everything you want when you're trying to shut down the run is block shed. So there's the offense, defense. Let me know what you guys think. How's your guys' team looking? Any upgrades you're gonna make with Thanksgiving? Anything? We're just kind of running through the wide receivers. But yeah, I'm gonna run the Rams playbook, or I have been running the Rams playbook, trying to figure it out. But trying to mix in a lot of runs. I actually have started to like their I formation. And generally, I haven't liked I formations in Madden for a little while. I've always been more of the chuck it around shotgun sets and inside zones last year, running out of the shotgun sets basically. But now since running the squad and really trying to dedicate myself to the run and actually the games that I actually do run, because I still get really greedy and try to pass a lot, but the games I actually do run with Bell and Henry running behind the best run blocking wide receivers and tight ends in the game, it's effective. The run game in Madden 17 is effective and one of the best ways to move the ball on the turf and the whole thing. So it's my backup kick returner. I'm going to put Mooney here. I want a fullback to run block for me, and he might not be the best one. I might need to sub him out for my a gold fullback, maybe a Sherman or something I'm not using in my actual fullback slot to lead block for me on kickoffs, because having good blocking on kickoffs, that could get you 7 points a season. Like by season, I mean like in 10 games, you can maybe bust one return for a touchdown. I haven't returned many this year, but I do kind of blame my backups for not being the best blockers. You do want to have good blockers in your fullback too. I have a video on my channel if you want to know how to set up your special teams to block better. Just search special teams depth chart on this channel right now, and you will find the special teams depth chart for Madden 17, and it's something you can look through. So McNabb, I'm looking through my chemistry here. I'm one away from field general. That adds a speed. I actually looked at guys I might get for field general and other chemistries I want to move up with, but there wasn't anything that really piqued my interest. So that's the squad. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the shopping spree? Do you like me? If not, if you don't like me, leave the thumbs up, because I don't know. Leave a thumbs down if you don't like me. If you don't like the video, thumbs down it. Be honest. All right, but that's it. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I will see you tomorrow.